What's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Mo, Team Us 100%. You already know what it is. Guys, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, share the video. We're trying to hit 1 million subscribers over here, and I need your help. I need you to hold your boy down. But without further ado, let's get into today's video, all right? It's a video it's a question that gets asked all the time, and it's, what is a dealer rep? So we're gonna break this video into 2 separate videos. We're going to look at dealer reps or registered agents, as ADESA calls it, from the agent's side or the rep's side. And then we're going to part 2 it, and we're going to look at it from a dealership side, the owner of the dealership, okay? So what's a dealer rep? Simply put, you're an individual who should have a LLC and you rent a dealer's license, which means you have access to all the auctions that parent company has. The dealership, whatever auctions that dealership can go to, you can go to. Right now, I know I just made a video that said, would I open up a dealership right now in September of 2022 with everything that's going on? And I said yes. Now, here's the other side of that coin. Right now, the rates went up here in Tampa, where I am. Why'd they go up? Because the economy shot to shit. I mean, let's be honest. The economy's not doing well. Car dealers are going out of business. And just because a car dealer went out of business doesn't mean they still don't want to make money. It just means that chances are their overhead was more than what they were bringing in. So when that happens, you go out of business, or you start taking from your accounts, your personal accounts, whatever, to make up for the shortage. So for $450 a month, right, you get access to every auction. And these are the numbers that are here, okay? Keep this in mind. You get access to every auction, and you have use of a dealer license plate. So for all intensive purposes, you are a dealer, okay? Let's talk about some of the things you don't get, because it's easy to say all the benefits. Obviously, if you found this video, you know about dealer auctions, so you know what you're doing to a certain degree. The things that you don't get. Generally speaking, you will not get access to a floor plan, all right? Here, where we are, there's been some guys that have been here for 3 or 4 years. We've built up a relationship with them, and they have access to the floor plan. But again, that's not everybody. That's on, an individual. It's for individuals. That's number 1. Number 2, what else don't you get? Here, you do get the insurance, right? So God forbid something was to happen, you were in an accident, you're covered. But what you don't get, and it happened to me, is God forbid your car gets stolen. You don't get the money. He's not gonna say, oh, I got a car stolen from my dealership, and hit up his insurance. You don't get that coverage. Also, if you were in an accident, you are covered, legally. But in the contract, it says that if you're, caught driving that car on a dealer tag when you're not supposed to be, test drives, taking to and from auctions, etc., this company will personally sue you for any and all losses plus time spent. So you are liable, okay? So you got to keep that in mind. Your car, you're not getting anything for the car. So you just drove out in a 15, 20, 30, 10,000, whatever. You crash it, it's totaled. He is not going to say, oh, don't worry about it, I'll run it through my insurance, and my insurance goes up for the next 5, 6 years, and you get your money. That's just not how this works. So there are some drawbacks to being a dealer rep. Another big one, and more likely to happen, is, knock on wood, is you're all sharing the same lot, right? So we all have the same lot here. So when I send someone here to look at one of my cars, there's 50 other cars on the lot. So they might be coming for one of mine and then end up seeing someone else's. Like, oh, I want to get into that car. So we had a situation here where I had sent someone down here and I happened to be here. They looked at my car, they didn't like it, and the salesperson took my customer and started showing them other dealers' cars. Is that right? Absolutely. But hear me out for 1 second. If it was me, I would have shown every single one of my cars first. I would have tried to be a salesman and persuade them into buying one of my cars, right? So when I seen that, they looked at my car, they didn't like it, and right away jumped to another car, and the sales guy was okay with that. I don't get down like that. So I was like, so the sales guy gets 150 a car, right, to sell cars. I was like, yo, that's my up. So I get 100 for that. I want 100 for that, for bringing that up here, bringing that customer here, right? So why did I do that? Was I being a dick? Was it probably, maybe so, but look at it like this, guys. If that salesperson, right, has to give you $100 every time you send a customer to that lot, they're going to be more likely to put your customers in your cars first, because they don't want to give up the 100. They want to make the 150 and keep it all, right? So if you take my customer and you don't try to put them in one of my cars and they buy someone else's, I'm like, damn, I did all that for $50. I got to give this guy 100 because it's his customer. So this is what I did to deter that type of behavior, because the sales guy only cares about selling a car, right? The salesperson only cares about selling a car. They don't care whose it is, because they're going to get 150 anyway. So they'll gladly take my customer and put them in someone else's car, right? Because they still get the 150. So I was just like, nah, that's not going to happen no more. Like this, if I send the customer there and they buy someone else's car, I want 100, because now I can guarantee that before he puts that customer in someone else's car, he's going to put them in every one of my cars first. And then at that point, if it doesn't work out and they buy someone else's car, all right, you know, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And if it was me, I'd rather make $50 than no dollars. And being me, I'd rather get $100 thrown on my desk like, hey man, one of your customers bought XYZ's car. All right, cool. So you'll have to deal with stuff like that, right? So if you're not going to be at the dealership, or you're not allowed to be at the dealership, understand every customer you send there is a potential customer of somebody else's, okay? Now, if you're there selling cars and you're okay with that, then you could have customers in and out all day long, because chances are you're going to continuously show them your cars and work out a deal with the owner. I know a guy who pays what he calls a bird dogging. He pays them $300 a car. So he said to me, he's like, hey, if you put some of your cars over here, some of your financeable cars over here, anyone that you send here that I put in one of my cars, if they don't buy any of your cars first, I'll throw you $300. I was like, all right, that sounds like a good deal to me. You know, and again, it works on trust. If I can't trust someone to have my cars, if I can't trust someone to give me $300 because I sent the customer there, I definitely can't trust them to write me a check when my car sells. All right, so that's another big drawback to being a rep. What else? Financing. So we don't have financing here yet. We are getting it. So this will be, again, something that you want to talk to the dealership about. If they offer financing, is it extended to you? The reason why it probably would not be extended to you, or would be with this, this rule, if you will, it's the recourse. So if you sell a car to someone and the dealership gets their money in 3 days, but they're on the hook for that money for 3 months, you are probably not going to get your money for 3 months. So if your accounts aren't built like that, then you can't do financing. And there's a lot of dealers that I know that have financing, and their reps are only allowed to sell cash cars. Another thing you probably can't do is the buy here, pay here game. You can't do buy here, pay here with most companies that allow reps. Again, it just becomes very, very time consuming. So I have to keep separate books for your cars because you're bringing money in, right? So now I got to separate it. I have to collect it, and then I have to give it to you. And then when it comes to tax time, it's very time consuming, and it's just a pain in the butt, to be quite honest with you, all right? Now, when we get financing here, you will be able to finance your cars, and you will be able to do the buy here, pay here thing and build your own book. But with that being said, there are certain drawbacks to that, because until your book, so say you started doing the buy here, pay here's, and you don't want to do this anymore and you still have 10 cars on the books, as long as you're still collecting money for those cars, you still would have to pay a $200 lot fee, but have no access, have no dealer tag, no nothing, because we're still servicing those accounts for you. And the truth behind that is you're actually servicing your account. You're just not able to collect money as a retail installment plan without our license. So that's why it is what it is. And again, as a rep, just stick to the cash. Just keep getting cash cars and just be done with it. Or if you want nicer cars and you want to do financing, tell people that they're always more than welcome to use their credit union or their personal financial institution, bank, take a loan against their 401, 403, whatever. Tell them to get the money that way. All right, super easy. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's get to the fun stuff, guys. The fun stuff is, seriously, you're a car dealer. You're a car dealer. For $450 or whatever it is in your neighborhood, you're a car dealer. Do you feel me? Like, you understand what I'm saying? You're going to every single auction you can go. You're watching ACV. You're watching the Mannheim. You're going to Copart. You're going to IAI. You're going to Odessa. You're going to your auction. You're going to DAX. You're going everywhere. Every bum auction you can find, every great auction you can find, wherever you get cars, you're able to go to impound yards and say, I got a dealership. Here's my license. You're not paying tax on cars. You're not doing anything, guys. You're a car dealer for all intents and purposes. I friggin' love it. I love it. I'm looking out my window right now. I see 10 to 20 of my cars sitting out there. The economy's bad. Everyone's worried about everything. Dealerships are going out of business. I pay $450 a month. That's it. If you're telling me I can't cover $450 a month, then I shouldn't even be alive. Like, word up, like you should not be in this game if you can't make $450 a month, guys. I get hyped just thinking about it. I get hyped putting you guys onto this type of stuff. Why? Because there's so much money to be made. If you watch any of my other videos, I say it. Guys, this is a roller coaster ride. Cars are going to bring in all the money. Cars are not going to bring in all the money. But if you keep your finger on the pulse and you buy right, it doesn't matter. I had someone in here the other day and we were talking about, you know, the way it swings. The prices are swinging right now, right? And you can go on Mannheim and you can look at the MMR and you can see what the cars are going for. And I said to him, I was like, yo, let me be honest with you. If you buy the cars right, it doesn't matter, because the cars that we buy, like the under $20,000 MMR cars, that MMR is never going to slide more than $500 to $1,000 at any given time. A $20,000 car is still pretty much going to be a $20,000 car. 19.5, you want to argue over $500, then you didn't buy your car right. There's the God's honest truth, people. That's the truth of the matter. If you're worried about $500, you didn't buy it right. Straight up and down, you didn't buy it right. When I'm buying cars, I'm trying to be half of MMR. You feel me? So, and again, I made the comment, I was like, cars are never going to move $5,000, $10,000 in MMR. I was wrong. If I'm buying $100,000, $200,000 cars, then yeah, they'll move that much, right? They could, MMR could slide $5,000, $10,000. But those cars, if you're still buying them right, you probably have 30, 40 on the bone, right? Oh, Dave, your numbers don't look right. Your numbers don't add up. Catch me on the next video and I'll show you how I do it. Look at my other videos. You'll see how I do it. Man, I don't lie. I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie to you. We're not dating. Why am I going to lie to you? Lie to your girl. Lie to your wife. Lie to your man. Don't lie to me. I ain't going to lie to you. You don't like the numbers I'm saying? Then go watch someone else who tells you can only make $500 doing wholesale deals. Go watch their channel. Go watch them. Because I'm telling you right now, if you could find the video where I break it down and I show you guys how I'm doing it, I have sold cars to franchise dealerships out of this POS lot. All right? I have gotten checks written to me for over 20 grand. I have made over 7,000 a car, 9,000 a car, 3,500 a car. I mean, I could rattle these things off, but now it's just kind of like I'm fucking bragging, and I'm really not bragging. But these are wholesale deals, guys. Do I make videos all the time? No, I'm trying to be a better YouTuber for you guys, but I'm not. I'm getting there, baby steps. 1 million subscribers. So, you know what I mean? These numbers are real, but what it takes is patience. If you don't have patience, it's not going to work for you. Now, those numbers I just spit at you, those wholesale numbers, can I get a bunch of them like that? Probably not, but I will hit them out of the park at least once or twice. Let's say 4 times a month, all right? And I'm good with that. But as a rep, you could do that, because even if you were wholesaling a car and you only made $500 and you're paying $450 a month here, who cares? You're already $50 positive money, right? So another upside of being a rep is exactly what you said. You're only paying $450, so that's great. Another positive about being a rep is you actually can, the dealer tag. You have a dealer tag. You're driving these different cars because you're test driving them, right? You have to ensure that you have a good product, so you're test driving them. That's fun as hell to me. I'm going to take home that car, which is the 2015 Audi A5. I'm taking that today. It sat here for about a week, and I just feel like I need to drive it. That's just what it is. I'm not bragging. You look at YouTube, these guys are buying 2022 cars. These guys are doing it big. And then they're running it through the auction and taking a loss. I don't understand their math. But nonetheless, there's a customer out there. Nonetheless, it's such a great fun experience to be a car dealer. And if you're not, another great thing is the education behind it. So you're able to educate yourself. You're able to see the do's and the don'ts at the auction. You're able to learn how to do the paperwork. You're able to do everything that you can do at a dealership. So when you go to open up your own dealership, you don't make those mistakes. You already have it done. Like, you already learned. You're making mistakes in someone else's license. I hate to say it like that, but that's the truth of the matter. All right? So it just, it is what it is, guys. Like, that's a huge thing. So you can actually, it's like earn while you learn. You know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds cliche, but that's what it is. You're making money while you're learning the business. So I don't know what else to say, guys. I do have a customer out there. I do have to get out there and take care of this. Wish me luck. Hopefully I'll sell it, but from the looks of it, I don't know. They look like some tire kickers to me. I'll be honest with you. This is the part I dislike, is actually going and having to sell the car and all this other nonsense, especially when you can't judge a book by its cover, okay? But when you look at a $20,000 car and then you jump over to a $3,000 car, chances are you're just kicking tires, right? Because the real person who knows what they're going to buy a car for knows I got $5,000 in my pocket and I'm going to look at $5,000 cars. So that's just what it is. Anyways, guys, consider opening up your own spot. Look at being a rep. There's a lot to it. Especially, all right. So they walk that way. So let me say this too. If you're fresh, right? If you're coming right off the street and you're used to curb stoning cars, which is like, you're buying from this person, you're registering, insuring it in your name, and then you're selling it, you're flipping it, you're a flipster. Believe me when I tell you, you probably want to stop here first. Not here physically, but you want to become a rep first. Because the amount of stuff that you're going to see from being a flipster to a car dealer, most flipsters hate it, because I hated it. I got to collect sales tax. Well, I'm used to just saying, hey, this car is $4,000, give me my $4,000 and get to stepping, right? No, now that $4,000 car just went up to like 46 or 48. People are unhappy. It's like a big deal, So if you were a flipster, you definitely want to stop and be a rep for a little while, in my opinion. If you just want to go out and get a dealership, I applaud you. Do your thing. Watch as many videos as you can, not just from me, but from everyone who teaches, mainly from people in your state, but can teach you the law. Learn what you can and can't do. Just believe me when I tell you, learn what you can do. And really and truly, like there's so many positives to being a rep. I'm not trying to sell you on being a rep, but I'm being honest. There are so many positives. But ultimately, for me, the overhead and the education. Oh, and the dealer tag, right? With those 3 things alone, I don't care about anything else. Sure. Well, of course, auction. Everything is good about being a rep. What am I fucking saying? What am I saying? Auction access, the tag, driving different cars, the education, everything. And in this particular spot, we have 3 desks set up. One is mine. and 2 for sales. And when there's a bunch of people in here, it's fun. It's fun. I had a guy buying a car this morning, and he was in here for like 3 or 4 hours, longest car sale ever. But he was a great guy. We were telling war stories, just you know, I don't mean like war, like I physically went to war, but you know what I'm saying? Like just having a good time. Got the deal done, and the guy, it was just a great experience. And when the mechanics here, and Leroy's here, Omar's here, everyone's here, it's just a good environment. And if you get set up with a place like this, where everyone is cool and it's just a good time, you're not even working when you're here, you're just hanging out. So keep that in mind. When you're looking for a spot, make sure that you get along with the people that are there. If you don't get along with a certain type of person and you see that the dealership is that person, don't do it, because you're just not going to enjoy it. Nothing is going to be a positive. So anyways, guys, I took enough of your time. I apologize. I know that was a long-winded video. I apologize, man. And so got a couple singles here. Someone was being a jokester and threw some money at me. So, but anyway, I guess hit that subscribe button, boys. Support Team Us, and that's it. I'll catch you on the next one. We're out of here.
That's my best friend. That's my best friend.